Welcome back, Art Slogs. Today we're going to go in the top 10 ways an artist can make money. If you're an artist and you're wondering, what path do I want to take? There are the top 10 that I'm going to give you today. I wrote them all down. I gave a couple reasons, and we're going to go into it. Being number one, as we read, commissions. Commissions is a big way artists usually first make money. All right, usually they start getting good and someone's like, we'll do commissions. The problem with commissions is you got to deal with a lot of people trying to scam you. And basically that's the biggest thing. People being difficult. You got to draw things that half the time you don't even want to draw. You're like, wow, this is boring. And like one artist, they said they just kept having to draw the same thing where people always want to draw them, their dog, them, their dog, them, the kids, their dog. And, they decided they didn't like commissions because they wanted to draw more challenging things. I mean, sometimes you just get bored of what you're drawing. But usually there's a lot of difficulty with getting commissions and dealing with so many scams and hacks and people wanting it cheaper and complaining about your price. Like, the amount of things that you got to deal with are super difficult. I even have it on my Instagram to DM me for commissions, but honestly, I'm really thinking about not doing it because every difficulty I hear an artist go on about commissions, it just doesn't seem worth it to me. But it's a way to make money, and I guess you can push through it and make money if you want. But if you are going to do commissions, there's a rule you need to follow, all right? And I do construction on my main work job, and I do art on the side, all right? It's the same thing I do in construction. It's the same thing you want. Do not negotiate. All right? You have a set price. This is the price you will do. Do not negotiate. And have your source of pay. Sometimes they try to get you to go pay on this site, go pay on this site. Then sometimes it's these sites you don't even know. And usually they're trying to find ways to scam you, okay? Have the site that works for you that you're comfortable with, all right? Whether it be using PayPal or, there's all kinds of others, lists of again, and you can figure that out. And if you want, I can do another video just on all kinds of sites you could be using, all right, doing your money side. But some people do it on eBay, some do it Etsy, all kinds of crazy stuff, places that people do, artists will do. If you are going to do it, just make sure you have your price and don't negotiate, all right? And don't be like, I always do it through here and they want me to pay through this. Well, I really want the job because they always try to trick you. Do what you're comfortable with. Don't negotiate. That's how you get scammed, all right? If they really want your art, they're going to go and have it. So have what I would say, the most popular one, have whatever it is that basically everyone has. So that way they can't be like, I don't have that. It'd be easy to go get. Make them work for it. All right. Then you can go work and get the art without getting scammed. Number two, selling prints. Selling prints, I've seen some artists do really good with it and make a good amount of money. And I've seen some artists not do so great. I really think it's based on your audience and their drawings. All right, you got a good audience that really want your drawings and really like your drawings, you're usually going to do a lot better on it, and the marketing that you do of it. All right, and that's going to help a lot. And that's a way you could be making money. Number three, selling originals. All right, selling originals is actually a great way because usually you can put originals for higher than if you have like prints. Here's a print of it, but here's the original, so I can put the original higher. And you could be selling that online. You could sell that, you put it on eBay and be like, here's the original of this, and you can share it to your social media. You can get into art galleries if you can get into them, or even create your own, all right, and sell it there. And I've seen some people where they created their own art galleries, invited people in, and sold their own originals for a high price. All right, there's some artists that do that. You could do stuff like that, and it could be amazing. Number four, merch. Merch is also a great way. If you were doing stuff on YouTube, and over time, if you kind of have a character, you create a personality, however you're doing it, all right, as an artist, you soon can start creating merch because you're going to build up a fan base over time and people are going to be wanting stuff of yours. All right. And you could do that. And people love it and go crazy about it. Like, I want a pin of this character that you draw. I want this. I want that. You can create merch. And merch can be a great way for you and even your audience to kind of go back and forth because one of the things great about merch, all right, is that it's a great way for the audience to feel connected, okay, to the artist. You feel like you're part of it because when you're creating art, when you're making YouTube videos or you're posting on social media, when you're building this, it's actually a relationship between you and the viewers, you and your followers. All right, so getting merch gets another way for them to be able to give you money, right, to help support you, and they get something in return that they really want. They like you. They want to support you because you drew their favorite character. They love that favorite character. Oh, they like this character that you created, so they want it. So they want that relationship. So it's very important to keep that going and have that because it's a great way to. Number five, teaching. I like the teaching thing because teaching, you really have mainly two major possibilities on teaching. You could go and become an art teacher. You could go school, get into a school and become an art teacher, and that could be an amazing way. Or you could be doing it online. Like you could be at Skillshare or YouTube or something like that and be teaching people. And teaching can be very fun. I have a few videos of me teaching you how to draw things, and I do enjoy them. All right, and I see a lot of other people, and I love artists that really enjoy teaching and sharing. I love that artists are the biggest group of people that love to share. They like to share their art and like to share how they did it. They're not afraid to teach you. All right, the art community isn't really too bad. It's actually pretty good. And most really good artists, the better the artist seems to be, the nicer they are. Number 6. Number 6, you got being a comic book creator. And that could be whether you're self-publishing, so you could be creating some webcomics, webtoons, or making your own prints and selling them off, all kinds of things, areas. Or you could get in touch with a publisher and going through an agent and getting things published. Both paths in both ways that could actually make money. Number 7, being an animator. Now, being an animator is, the problem with it is it's high stress, okay, high work, and not really high money. But you learn so much, you get so good, and you can create some amazing things. If you're usually working for a place, it can be amazing experiences, all right? But usually the biggest complaints I get and that I hear from people is the high stress and high work and not enough money. All right, but if you think it's worth it, and a lot of people do, and so they go and do it. Number 8, being an architect. Now, number 8, being an architect would be really great. You could design houses. It takes a lot of learning, a lot of experience, right? And you can get this all. You can learn this. You can go to college for this. But if you are going to be an architect, okay, listen to me. Look me in the eyes. I do some construction, okay? Architects, they mess this one thing up. So if you're going to be an architect, don't do this. Make sure there's a landing for the stairs. Architects all the time won't put a landing. So like the stairs comes down and then you got the wall. They don't give room for a landing. You need a landing. So give room for a landing, okay? If that's what you're going to do, if you're going to choose that and be like, that's how I'm going to make money as an artist, I'm going to do that. That's really cool. And it's actually amazing and you'll be really good. Just put in a landing. Please, I beg you. Number 9, YouTube itself. You're watching this video on YouTube. All right? YouTube is what I like. I think it is the greatest and the best way to make money. I think creating the audience through YouTube is the greatest way, where you're able to make videos that the audience get to see. And you have all kinds of ways, like multiple of the ways I mentioned how you can make money, you can make while you're doing YouTube. And if you get good on YouTube and your videos start getting high views, YouTube can start paying you. So you actually don't even have to do commissions if you didn't want to, and you could just go through YouTube. So I lean towards YouTube. Number 10, this is our final one, the medical industry. You go, what do you mean? There are books about the body, and somebody has to draw them. All right? AI's not going to do it. Have you seen their anatomy? It's terrible. Somebody has to draw them. Artists have to draw them. I even was told by a nurse practitioner. All right? And she told me, she actually didn't tell me. She told my brother, and he came later and told me, because she found out that I did art. She said, oh, well, you should really get into doing very hyper-realism. She said, because there's actually a want in the medical industry for hyper-realistic drawings of the brain. All right, it's something they want, and they want it in books so they can teach. They so much more than just that in the anatomy of the body, but they also want it, okay, for the brain was specifically what she brought up. All right, so there's actually money to be made there going into the medical industry, all right, as an artist. Bet you never thought you could do that, but you can. Thank you for watching. That's all top 10 ways you could be making money as an artist. Like and subscribe, and see you in another one. Art Slugs out.